Here come the kids. Here come the kids. Oh, they stopped. They're worried. You guys can come. It's fine. Take 4. Is hold it up and like straight. There you go. And just pull it down where you're comfortable until you feel like you can hear me really well. How does people's shoulders not get so tired? This week we're talking about audio, and audio products specifically, and I got to spend some time this week with the Zoom F8. So the Zoom F8 is a higher level recorder in Zoom's line. It's probably 2 steps up from the Zoom H6. It has 8 XLR inputs into it, each one with phantom power capabilities. You can actually record up to 10 tracks with it, but the final 2 tracks are a stereo mix of everything that you are recording in those other 8 channels. My initial thoughts on it, it is a lot smaller than I thought. It's only about 7 inches long. I thought it was going to be more of the size of those beefy, normal, professional recorders that go in the kind of fanny pack of the boom up. This one is a lot smaller than that, and the knobs on it are a lot smaller. They're a little harder to maneuver than I thought they would be. Even the H6 has bigger knobs than the F8. But the tactileness of this recorder is really, really good, and in the positive side. It doesn't have a touchscreen, it doesn't have anything that's going to have to require you to see all the little LED things. Even though it is a bright LED, it's nice that it does have a tactile front to it. All 8 channels have a knob on there which you can control gain. They also have a record enable button which enables the channel so you can monitor the audio, as well as a PFL button which will take you to the settings menu for each individual channel. Here's where you can turn on your limiter, and the limiter has a lot of features on it. You can choose hard knee, soft knee, you can choose the threshold for it, which is much more advanced than the digital limiter in the Zoom H6, which is just on or off basically. There you can do high pass filters, other different settings on the channel itself, which is really handy. No matter what's going on the recorder or what channels are selected, the PFL button will take you to the settings menu for each channel that you want to at a time. Another interesting thing about the F8 is there is a place to put a capsule, an XY capsule or a mid-side capsule or another capsule that's made by Zoom that the H6 or the H5 would have. You know how they have the removable capsules. Right now I've got the XYs on the Zoom H6 right here, but you can take that off and put that into the location on the Zoom F8. This seems kind of cool in practice, but in reality I didn't really see much use for this. There are microphones, like a clapboard microphone within the actual unit that can get some scratch audio if you need that, but when you do plug in the XY or a mid-side capsule into the Zoom F8, you do lose channels 1 and 2. It takes up those channels, so you don't actually gain extra channels. You're actually giving up some of the channels that you have, and you wouldn't be able to use those XLR inputs anymore. One great feature of the Zoom F8 that I really liked is the customizability of your dual recording or backup recording. On the H6 or other recorders, there's something called backup record, where it records the exact same channel of audio at about 10 decibels or more below in gain, so that you can have a backup if something clips on your main channel. Well, with the F8 you can designate a channel to have a dual record where it's going to back up to a second channel, but it'll take up one of the actual channels on the unit. So if you're in channel 1 and you want to record a backup, it'll send it to channel 5, and then you can customize how much attenuation you want to put on that signal. This was really handy to me. If you're doing a dialogue situation, maybe your backup recording is only 5 or 6 decibels below your main, and then you don't have to deal with crazy gain boosts if you have a problem. Or if you're out in the field just capturing audio, you could do something crazy like 20 or 30 decibels below your main feed, and that way you're definitely safe if something is going to clip. So I like that a lot, but you do lose a channel when you do a dual recording. So you can only do 4 channels at one time if you're doing that dual recording feature. Now we are going to get into just some tests here. It's really hard to test a recorder out. I think the only really thing you can do with a recorder, other than talking about its features, is test its noise floor, or the noise that comes from the built-in preamps. So the H6 was a massive upgrade for me over the Zoom H4n, which had pretty noisy preamps, meaning you're going to hear kind of a hiss, a high frequency sound beneath all of your dialogue, and it's going to cause you problems when you're trying to mix with other things in your post-production workflow. Well, the H6 preamps are much updated compared to the H4n and even the H2n and some of those. Well, the F8 has even better preamps than the Zoom H6. So I just wanted to do a test between the two of those. In these tests, all we're listening for is the hissing noise floor. We're not listening for quality or anything like that. Okay, now we're going to test the digital limiter on the Zoom H6. I just have the general limiter engaged, and I'm yelling into a hot mic, and it's having a hard time limiting that audio as a digital limiter. Okay, same thing. This is the Zoom F8, doing a limiter test and trying to overload the channel. The limiter seems to, on my end, be performing a lot better than the H6 did, but still, digital limiters are really hard. They have a hard time limiting audio well. So overall, it's a very functional unit. So I will never really need all those 8 channels, but the functionality of this thing is really great. I like how you can jam your time code between cameras and the recorder if you're into that kind of thing. That's more of a feature film set type of situation. I rarely use time code, but the F8 has great time code capabilities where you take a time code device and jam it to the F8, which would then jam to the cameras, and then you're all on the same continuous time code, making syncing easier in post. Overall, it was a great product. Will I buy one? I'm not sure. I think I'm really satisfied with the H6. Maybe one of these days, if I get into more boom opping and that kind of stuff, an F8 would be great. They also have the F4, which is similar model, only 4 inputs, step up from the H6, so it actually fits in those little fanny pack bags. But let me know what you think. Leave a like and a comment, and I'd love to chat with you online because that's how we like to connect with each other on the internet these days with the keyboards. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Hit unsubscribe if you don't want to see any more videos like this, and I will see you next week.